Blaster, could Rewind decipher any of this ancient script?
He's on the case in his database.
Welcome back to the Titanium here. This is Mike, and today I want to talk to you about the Ocular Max Remix RMX-12 Pitch 10 Motif, and this is their take on EJECT and Rewind. And I got to tell you that it's good, and there's a couple of things that I would like improved, but overall pretty good figures. But we're going to get in and take a look at these. Now, I did get these at Shozy. I'm going to have a link down below where you can get yours. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at these oversized, super-sized, upscaled, full cassette size figures coming up. Alright, here is the packaging. Simple kind of brown box packaging like they've done in the past, and nothing really all that special on the outside. But on the inside, it looks like tape deck sleeve, and there's a card in here, and shows some transformation. That is kind of cool. Just kind of throwbacks from back in the day. And then this is also part of the packaging here, the cassette look. So yeah, pretty cool. Just fun throwback. All right, so here they are out of their packaging, and they look like cassettes. So pretty cool looking stuff here. And they went all out, making them big old full-size cassettes. And we'll see how full-size it is. I actually have a cassette to compare it to here in a bit. So on one side, you do kind of get all of that cassette look to it. And then the other side is kind of plain and boring. But since we're doing both at the same time, they both look very similar, just slightly different color variation to what's going on right here on this. And then that is, there's some paint decal here. Paint, it's painted on, tampoed on, tampographed, and so yeah, looks nice for what it is. And just, yeah, even there's like little tape mechanisms here, and that sort of would be something on an original cassette. Obviously no magnetic tape strip running through there, but and then even the detail right here for that part of the tape, so to turn the spool. So they've done a really good job. There is one feature in this mode, and that one feature is basically that you can store the guns in here. So they went through all the trouble of making sure that you can store the guns. There's a tab on this side, tab on that side. So these tab in really well when you have the guns in. They kind of don't tab in as well when you don't have guns in there, but it was like super easy earlier. Now because they were tabbed in, it makes it a little bit more of a challenge to untab it, but that's also an interesting and smart way to do it, so I like that. So this is obviously different characters, and it's not exactly the same as what they did with their Rumble and their Frenzy. Alright, for size comparison, there it is next to a G1. A G1er, I just grabbed one so you could see size comparison, and way bigger because they're supposed to be standard cassette size. But let's compare it to a standard cassette. Here they are compared to a standard cassette, and they technically are a little bit bigger. Well, no, exactly the same size. I thought it was just slightly bigger, but no, they are exactly the same size. So, width-wise, I don't know. I don't know if this would fit into... No, this part here is bigger on that lower part. Anyway, they did get really close. If you collect Spiral Zone, then you know the Spiral Zone figures come with cassettes and with their instructions and stuff. But that's the only cassette I have access to right now. I know I have a box of them somewhere. I just can't find them. And just for fun, this is how they compare to Fans Toys Paraglide. You know that mini bot. Yep, there it goes. All right, let's get into transformation. We're going to transform this one. And we're going to start over here. We're going to lift this up. And then this is going to come down. And then spin. Which direction are we going to go? Spin around. I think this is the right direction. Yeah, because we have the chest paint right there. Let me move this up a little bit. And then we can bring the knee down a little bit. Let's do a couple things before we get into that. Let's go ahead and fold up this heel. It creates the heel. And that's nice and tight. And then right here, I was surprised that these pieces were some die cast. It was nice cold touch. Bring this out. And before we actually plug it all in, let's make sure we have the knee lined up right. in there, and then that kind of closes. Now the knee's going to do a lot of things and stuff, but that is pretty much it with that. And this fold down on its own, but you need to fold the hip flap down, and they don't tab in super tight for me. I'm not sure exactly why, but that feels about right. Let's do the other side. Lift that up, bring it down and around. Let's open this. Well, close the heel. Close the heel. I think that makes it a little easier to open that. Tight. Open this up. Fold it out. Bring the knee around. Get everything lined up so that we can tab it all in and close it up. Like so. Then, let's see, we got to get this right here. Fold this around. I wonder if there's a difference between front and back with this. Yeah, okay, so I had it right. Had to have had it right. I don't know if it really would make a difference with the hip joint there. They do look slightly different. Like this is smoother and cleaner on this side, but it wouldn't fit flush like this, so anyhow. Then we got to get up here into the arms. So we're going to fold these bits and pieces over, extend the arm for the bicep, fold this piece down. Then we see that this is where the articulation is going to be, so we can kind of bring it around. Now we need to lift this up. And before you get too excited, you got to fold it around like this. It doesn't flip out, which is fine. Fine with me. I don't have a problem with that. It's just rotate the hand. Just got to make sure that you don't break it. And nothing really feels like it's going to break on this. So that's a good thing. That it doesn't really feel like anything's going to break. I like that when you have that feeling. And then we can do folding these pieces down. And then it's not really a problem. You can fold that down now. We can do everything we've done on that side, on this side. Again. And then bring this out. Rotate around the hand. Pretty much almost there. Now, you can decide whether you want to do this or not, but you can also separate right here, give them a little bit wider chest and more articulation. And I kind of like the way that looks, so that's kind of how I'm going to roll with it. But since I have two, I'll do one closed and one open. And yeah, that's kind of how I'm going to run with it. And then you have the accessories we'll put in there and all of that. But yeah, pretty good looking bot. Pretty easy transformation. And I like easy, but looking great in both modes. That works. All right, look at him real quick. We're going to take a quick look at him the way he is, and we're going to do a little bit of stuff with him. And so we've got some paint apps right here, which look nice. We've got paint apps down in this area that look nice, but not a whole lot. So it's not excessive. Little bit of the tape mode showing through on the back, which we kind of see with, we see a lot of that with the G1. So a little more of the tape mode showing through, but really does look pretty good. The forearms are a little too thick for my liking. I would have liked it a little thinner, but to have a better transformation, if that's just a small little piece to make the transformation easier, I'm okay with a little extra thickness in the forearm. But, you know, if there was a way to have made it a little thinner, it would have been nice. But that's probably the worst looking thing. Solid in the back. You don't see a bunch of holes. A little bit of kind of in here where you have the elbow and all that. But that's not a big deal to me either. And did I have this backwards then? Can we turn that around? Yep, turn this beat around. We can turn that beat around. And so also with that, we can get into a couple of things, but let's go ahead and do the articulation because that's pretty good. Starting at the head, side to side, up and down, just a little bit up, a little bit down, and that's fine. Shoulder goes out to the little past the 90, and then you have the 360 in there, and you have the bicep swivel, and you have a little more articulation at the bicep than you usually see. Double jointed on the elbow, a little past double jointed, so you can get everything you need with the elbow. And then the hand does the swivel thing, but it does have a small joint right here. Well, it's not wanting to open, but super tight. But yeah, you have one pin for the rest of the fingers, the opposable thumb. Now, you got a ton of stuff going on in the chest, so you can get a little bit of a butterfly if you pull that out like that, or you push it back in. And then you've got articulation at the upper part, like this, which is cool. And then you have an ab crunch that's literally built in, kind of like a classics Motu figure with that chunk taken out. And then you have the basic waist swivel, and then you have these two tiny little flaps here, no flap on the back. So you can go out to the 90 in the front and 90 to the side. It's all friction based, and that works. And then you can thigh swivel it right there. You can do a double jointed knee, and then down at the feet. Now you got a toe articulation right there. And then you can go to the back like that and little to the front. But so this guy is pretty well articulated. They did a good job with him, considering the transformation's not horrible or crazy. I'm pretty impressed with it. Pretty impressed. All right, so here are the accessories. You get two of the same blaster. You got two of these shoulder upgrades or alternates, and then you've got these faces, which are, what is that? Smiling, serious, and maybe a smirk. I don't know. So we're going to get looking at all of that and kind of how does it look on this face here. So how do you do the faces? You simply pop off one, pop on the other. I like that kind of swap out. Making it easy to swap it out is nice. Easy is nice. So there's that one. And this one. So I usually don't like to swap out the heads because sometimes you have to unscrew them. Sometimes you've got to get under there and like pop a face out and then scratch it all up. There's really nothing to scratch up here. And so easy ways to do things. Bigger figures, I think the ball joint on a head could wear out over time, which having a screw in it makes sense that you can tighten it. But still, I mean, I can give it that. I still like the original one. I'm just going to go with the original head to head on there. I like that. I really do. So then shoulder pads. Let's swap out a shoulder pad here. You slide up on this, and then that comes off, and you slide a new one on. Or does it just slide over it? Like you just slide that, and then slide this over? Okay, well, then you just slide that over it. Okay, well, that's how that works. And you get a little bit, it's an interesting look. I don't know. I don't know what look I like more. Starting to think I kind of like this one more with this on it, but not sure. Come on. What's going on here? And it's nice and convenient to have both of them here. You can see like with the shoulder add-on upgrade or without the shoulder add-on upgrade. So however you want to do it, that's how you want to do it. And you know what? It's not as wild and crazy as I thought. I kind of like the extra shoulder upgrade. Now you have to take them off if you transform though. So you can't keep those on and transform it. So that is a downside, but not a big downside. And then you have the guns. Now you can do two things with it. Number one, as you can see over here, we'll do a reverse. You can plug this in to this tab, into this notch, tab into that notch, and then you can have a gun on his arm. That was a toy homage, and I think that's a toy homage too, but with the shoulder pads. Then you can fold this down, slide it into his hand, which is tight. It's a tight hand, and then you can have him hold the gun like a regular person would hold a gun, or a blaster. Laser blaster. There you go. Looking at them both with their armory and all that good stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into comparisons. All right, first up, let's compare it to KFC over here and the G1. And I don't even know if I got the G1's arms right. I guess I should look that up. But as goofy as the G1 arms are, I guess I can be okay with the little bit of extra thickness they have in there. How things have changed, where we've come from, where we're going. Here we go with Fans Toys, and that looks really good. I would have preferred these to have Fans Toys level paint, so you have, if the camera's picking up the shine and the sheen, you don't get that shine and sheen with these guys. They are a little on the flat mat side of things compared to the fans' toys, but there they are, and they're doing different things, size and scale and all that. Here it is compared to Takara Tomy and their Oh, wait. Takara hasn't made them yet? Oh. Okay. Here they are next to a blaster. This is the Deformation Space one. The Fans Toys one, good too. Just I have the Fans Toys one in the display, and this one is handy. Here we are next to the Magic Square Prime MP44. Trying to see kind of how they look next to primes, the prime options these days. What do you think? All right, so this is my look at the Ocular Max RMX-10 and RMX-12, the Motif and Pitch, and these are their takes on the EJECT and Rewind. I think they're great figures. They have more articulation than I expected. The transformation is smooth and easy, way more simplistic than I'm used to with their cassettes, and the options they include are great. The accessories, the guns, the shoulder upgrades, all the different heads, the ease of swapping the heads. So much great stuff. Now, I do not like that the forearms are a little bit thicker than I'd like, but way better than what G1 did. I would also have liked, of course, a premium finish, and I think that the SDCC one just has some vac metal. I think vac metal or shinier paint on the weapons. Maybe that's about it, but still, I'm very pleased. $70 price point is a decent price point for what you're getting out of these. And I did get these at Shozy. I'm going to have a link down below where you can get yours. And of course, you can put in the TH reviewer code. Help me out and I can review more stuff. But let me know what you think about these in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and Titanium Hanger out.
Incredible! This chamber was used to dispose of Quintesson criminals.
Morning. Uh-oh, we got a warning. Bad morning. Autobots to your stations on the double.
Al-Badur here was sent to an ice world. They flushed Murdane to a place with no physical substance.
But Blaster's here, no need to fear.
Basically, they chucked him into other dimensions.
But where's Daniel?
Best guess, Manonia, where the Quintessons dumped Mara al-Utha, convicted of practicing sorcery.